Okay, hi everyone. So thank you for the opportunity to present. My name's Monique and I'm a speech pathologist, and this is Alicia, an occupational therapist. And we both work at the MND clinic and the Communication and Assistive Technology clinic at Liverpool Hospital in New South Wales. So this presentation will encompass the development of our Communication and Assistive Technology clinic, as well as discuss some clinical findings within our 2-year period of review. So a review of the literature demonstrates that approximately 80 to 95% of individuals with MND will present with dysarthria at some point during disease progression. The severity of impairment will depend on the type of MND. However, in time, most people become unable to speak and subsequently require an augmentative and alternative communication device to support and/or replace communication. Augmentative and alternative communication will be referred to as AAC throughout this presentation. AAC is defined as any mode of communication other than speech, including both non-electronic and electronic forms of communication systems. MND impacts on function through weakness, muscle wasting, spasticity, and fatigue. The pattern of weakness and severity of impairment will vary from person to person. Many individuals require the use of environmental control units to maintain their independence. Environmental control units will be referred to as ECU. ECU is any purpose-built device that allows an individual to operate appliances within their home environment. There is growing evidence to suggest that specialist multidisciplinary care is associated with improved clinical outcomes in MND. So within South Western Sydney Local Health District, it encompasses a large geographical region consisting of both metropolitan and rural areas. The district has over 1 million residents, many of whom are from low socioeconomic backgrounds. Residents within the district are culturally and linguistically diverse, with almost half speaking a language other than English. In 2018, there were 578 MND clients who registered with the MND Association of New South Wales. Of these clients, 79 lived within southwestern Sydney. So speech pathologists across the district have always provided AAC assessment and intervention as part of standard care. In 2013, speech pathology and occupational therapy commenced joint ad hoc assessment and intervention for clients with complex communication and functional needs. This fragmented model of care and limited access to specialty assistive technology led to suboptimal care and inefficiencies. A gap was identified in specialty service provision for AAC and ECU within the district and also the private sector. Significant advances in AAC and technology has led to greater acceptance, availability and use as part of standard care. So in January 2018, the district-wide CAT clinic at Liverpool Hospital was established using a new model of care. Clinicians benchmarked with various MND services across Australia to review their day-to-day practices and models of care. The clinic was developed using existing staffing. Successful grant applications and equipment donations have resulted in the clinic obtaining a broad range of AAC and ECU for trial and loan. The clinic is currently the only New South Wales health-funded service for adult clients with complex communication and functional deficits secondary to neurological conditions such as MND. So the purpose of the CAT clinic is to improve service delivery and efficiency, provide specialist multidisciplinary assessment and intervention in a timely manner, maintain communication throughout disease progression through the use of AAC, maximise independence and participation of activities of daily living through the use of ECU, and improve quality of life through the use of assistive technology. The multidisciplinary team provides expertise in the assessment and prescription of AAC and ECU throughout disease progression, applying to funding bodies for specialist assistive technology, loaning short-term devices while patients are waiting for their funding to come through for their permanent devices, the setup and maintenance of AAC and ECU, providing education and training to clients, carers and also clinicians. Assessment and intervention is primarily centre-based, however home-based services are also provided as clinically indicated. Remote access and telehealth are frequently utilised, and currently the clinic runs once a fortnight, however additional appointments are often required, and there is no cost to clients for attending CAT clinic. So retrospective file audits were completed on all M&D clients who accessed the service for AAC and ECU between May 2013 and August 2019. In summary, there were 28 clients who received AAC assessment and intervention prior to the development of CAT Clinic. 14 clients received AAC assessment and intervention under the new model of care. It's worth noting here that 5 of our clients transitioned from the pre-CAT Clinic model of care to the new model of care. Male to female representation was fairly equal. The majority of our clients were aged between 50 to 80 years. Bulbar onset M&D represented the greatest portion of our clients, and approximately 40% of clients lived 1 to 3 years following their M&D diagnosis. So the majority of our M&D clientele used a variety of non-electronic and electronic communications devices across disease progression, often combining them for best effect in line with current literature. Assessment and intervention within CAT Clinic is tailored to the client's specific communication needs to avoid inappropriate prescription. In the early stages of M&D, the majority of our clients use non-electronic systems such as gesture and writing to supplement verbal output whilst physically able to do so. As M&D progressed, our clients transitioned to electronic systems such as commercially available tablets and mobiles with specialist communication software. In the advanced stages of M&D, more complex electronic communication devices with or without alternative access was frequently used. In the end stage of M&D, our clients often transitioned back to non-electronic systems such as e-tram boards. Switches were the most commonly used alternative access, followed by eye gaze. In our clients, alternative access was often used in the mid to advanced stages of M&D, and 24% of our clients used ECU to independently control aspects of their home environment.
Due to the multicultural nature of our district, the inclusion of COLD clients within the clinic was imperative. 1 in 4 clients that have accessed the CAT Clinic over the period of review were from either non-English speaking backgrounds or spoke a language other than English at home as their primary language. A number of strategies have been used to enable COLD clients to access the CAT Clinic. Some of these ways that we've able to engage COLD clients has been through the use of interpreters, bilingual communication software, utilising on-screen keyboards, customisation of communication boards, and message banking in the client's primary language. We're excited to share with you some preliminary findings of 6 clients who had similar complex AAC and ECU needs. We compared 3 clients from the pre-CAT Clinic model of care to the post-CAT Clinic model of care to look at with an emphasis on service delivery and time efficiencies. As demonstrated in this graph, following the establishment of CAT Clinic, we saw a significant reduction in the average combined OT and speech pathology assessment and intervention hours per client. We have been able to clinically achieve more with clients in a shorter period of time. Some of the ways that we've done this is through a coordinated multidisciplinary approach to care, client-centred prescription of devices, improved understanding of the AAC pathway throughout disease progression, improved clinician skill set, product knowledge, and joint problem solving. We have also been able to access a range of specialty equipment so the client is able to trial multiple devices in the one appointment. We have less reliance on external agencies. We're able to also use telehealth and remote access. Through the gains in service efficiencies, we have seen more clients, reduced our waiting times, and improved the cost benefit to the service. This evaluation of the new model of care has led to further research on the impact that assistive technology has on quality of life and function. We're going to go through a couple of case studies now. So I'd like to introduce you to Grace. She's a 61-year-old lady who was diagnosed with ALS in 2001. Grace has provided us with some feedback on accessing the CAT clinic and the impact that assistive technology has had on her quality of life. As Grace's speech began to decline in 2013, she required assistance with supplementing her speech. In 2013, she started using eye gaze technology and became a proficient user very quickly. Grace now uses her eye gaze device to independently communicate and control aspects of her environment. She has overcome many hurdles and is now an amazing advocate for herself. Her feedback on the quality of life scale shows significant improvements in her social relationships and psychological well-being. Our next case study is Narain. She was diagnosed with bulbar onset MND at the age of 32. Within 6 months of diagnosis, Narain began using an iPad with switch access to supplement her speech. As her speech and function deteriorated, she quickly transitioned to eye gaze. Narain had an exceptional understanding of technology, which allowed her to adapt to eye gaze very quickly. She relies on her device to maintain relationships with family and friends through the use of social media, emails, and SMS. She also uses her device to advocate for her healthcare needs, whilst also maintaining her independence, her identity, and most importantly, her sense of humour. The clinic has overcome a number of challenges. Some of the challenges that we have overcome have been that the clinic has not received any enhancement for staffing, meeting the unique needs of cold clients, navigation of Australia's complex funding system for assistive technology, the large geographical that is covered by the clinic, the evolving technology and the constant need to remain up to date and seek support from experts and suppliers in the field. Moving forward, our clinic plans are to have a fully integrated clinic space, to increase the frequency and keep up with the growing demand, to increase the catchment area pending enhancements, to train staff across our district to ensure sustainability of the service, to improve the engagement of cold clients, and to continue to participate in research. In conclusion, the multidisciplinary CAT clinic has led to improved clinical outcomes. Some of the improvements in outcomes have been timely assessment and intervention, gains in service efficiencies, enabling more clients to be seen quicker, prescription of suitable devices that are compatible throughout disease progression, and improved quality of life, independence, and community participation. Some of the take-home messages to the field are that a changing model of care is possible utilising existing resources and staffing. Service provision can be modified to meet the needs of cold clients. Grant applications and donations can assist with service development and the purchasing of technology. As technology is constantly evolving, it is important to remain up to date and seek support from experts in the field. And lastly, most importantly, Where there is a vision and a passion, there can be a positive outcome. Thank you.
Thank you both for your presentations. Anybody have any questions? Nothing at all? Oh, sorry. Yeah? Have we got a microphone at the front, right at the front? Thank you.
I guess, how did you find that coming up with the idea as clinicians was supported by your management when, you know, time is precious and you weren't going to get more resources?
I guess, as Monique mentioned, that AAC prescription has always been a part of standard care. As OT, we have always done ECUs, probably not to the extent that we do now. But it was showing that it's not changing what we do, it's just changing the way we do it and making it more timely and, as we showed, more cost effective for the service.
Was there another question somewhere? Yeah, just there.
You talked about loaning short-term loans for people until their funding maybe came through for equipment that you'd prescribed. Is that mostly for under 65-year-olds who have got access to NDIS? Where do you find devices funding for over 65?
For over 65s, we access FlexiEquip, or we can access Enable New South Wales. Both Enable New South Wales and NDIS do take time, so we do have loan devices that can bridge the gap between trials and their long-term devices coming through for funding.
And Enable New South Wales and FlexiEquip is through...
FlexiEquip is through M&D Association, and Enable New South Wales is our state government for funding for equipment.
Okay, any final questions? No? Thank you very much. Thanks.